Welcome, friends. Burning down the far hill. We have the Week 8 edition. We are cruising right through this season here. This is kind of really crazy. As you can see, no Lauren today. It's going to be hard pressed to actually get her on here because I'm doing these silly recordings at like midnight to 11:30 and things while she's sleeping. So if it happens, I'm going to have to like force it to happen, and then I don't know if I want to do all that. So no Lauren. All right. So here's our recap. Week 7. Steel Curtain defeats Davis Dynasty 152 to 144, led by Tom Brady's 31 points. Steel Curtain is keeping things interesting in that homeboys division, so knocks off Davis Dynasty, who was kind of up there for a while. So tight race up there. So follow that up. Irish Cop defeats Running Out of Ideas. I'll just say Jer for today. I'm really running out of ideas. I don't sit around just thinking of things I can call Jer's team name because he likes to say, please don't start, please start your worst players. Gay. Change it. Anywho, he wins 2-0, especially because he lost this week. 204 to 181. Le'Veon Bell leads the way for the Irish Cop, 39 points. Makes things very interesting, like I said, up there in that homeboys division. Fat Bastard defeats -8 by the score of 169 to 144. Sammy Watkins. I think this is the first time I've mentioned his name on one of these. 44 points for the Fat Bastard, who's trying to keep pace with Lauren Deathstrike RTR, who defeated John Boy's Special People 138 to 121. Win's a win. I'm not complaining. No, there's nothing. You're going to get nothing from me. Randall Cobb is single-handedly trying to save my season. Leads with 39 points. Now I stop here because I had to go and do some math. John Boy Special People has now fallen to 0-7. At this point in the season, I had to stop to think, dang, when the heck was the last time John Boy Special People won a game? I had to go back last year all the way to Week 5. Week 5. Last time John Boy Special People won a fantasy football game in this league. So if you do the math, the losing streak is at now 16 games. Okay, that brings up the question of what is the record for most consecutive losses in the Far Hill Fantasy Football League. I had to go back to the 2006 through 2008. Of course, everyone knows Patanatin's 0 for season. The only person who's gone 0 for in the season for a single season. So obviously that's what encompassed it. Well, Patanatin's failures was epically bad because the record, if you include the toilet bowl losses, and I also with John's, I included one of his toilet bowl losses for his 16. So if you include the toilet bowl losses, most consecutive losses ever is 30. 30, just 30 straight fantasy football losses. So John has just now crossed the halfway point to this. No, he won't get the record this year. It will have to go into, I believe it's Week 7 next year, just to tie. He's got to lose in Week 8 of next year to set the record. I don't think that's going to happen. It better not happen. It's epically bad, especially in this day and age. So, I just wanted to point that out and break down some numbers so people are aware. So, moving on. Blakeham defeats that cynical guy from the internet 165 to 157, led by Golden Tates, 52 points because Calvin Johnson doesn't want to play anymore. See John Boy Special People about that. And lastly, Road Crew defeats the Bad Dog 141 to 123, led by Desi Dez's 44 points. So there we go. Let's move into Week 8's matchups, because it gets dicey, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe everyone's got home and homes coming up here for the next 2 weeks. Davis Dynasty 4-3 is at Jer 5-2. JJ leads the series 3-0, and if he wants to do some things in this division, he's pretty much big game here. Last time they played was Week 2 of last year. Obviously JJ won, so congratulations. I'm not picking winners. Steel Curtain 3-4 is at the 5-2 Irish Cop, who's got a strong season going on here. Roger leads the series though 6-5. Week 2 of last year was the last time they played, and Rogers also won 4 straight in this series. So that was 5-2 Irish Cop at one point in time. Weird. So there's that one. So there's your homeboy division matchups. In the away boys, we have the 4-3 Fat Bastard at the 0-7 John Boy Special People. John, it's weird I even looked at the stat. John leads the series 9-8. Crazy. And Chris has won the last 2 just to get to down by 1. So, yeah, take that for what it is. -8 is 2-5, and he's playing the 6-1 Lauren Deathstrike RTR. Brian, myself, won the only matchup, which was back in week 8 of last year. So I lead series 1-0. Let's go. So we're gonna dance. Down in the Outlanders division, 3-4. That Sinister guy from the internet is at the Road Crew, who is 4-3. Thomas leads the series 5-Love. Last played week 2 of last year. Go. And lastly, the 3-4 Blakeums is at the 3-4 Bad Dog. Jim leads the series 18-2. 2. And one of those wins came last year, week 13, against Jim. So 13-2, or 18-2 is that series there. So that's all we have. I do have one side note for some NFL scheduling, just to let you know. The Lions-Falcons game kicks off at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday. Not 1, 9:30. So if you've got Falcons or Lions players, yeah, those things will lock up maybe before you even wake up. So just to let you know, playing in London. So 9:30 a.m. in Lions or Falcons players. Be aware of that. Other than that, that's all I got. So we'll talk to you guys next week. Deuces.